So today I thought I'd look at another book that my friend Andrew sent to me, Batman Forever, the official movie book, which is a book I never bought back in the day. And that's because when the film came out, I was rather appalled by it. Before we get into it and look through this, because I've never looked through this before, for anybody who only knows me from this channel and not my Mystery Models channel or the various podcast shows that I do, my backstory is that I was a chief projectionist from 81 to 2013, when effectively the role of projectionist was got rid of with the advent of digital cinema, and most were made redundant, including me. But in that 32 years, that was a best job in the world. You know, you're showing films, you're immersed in films, you get to see films by yourself and be paid for it. Fabulous job. All the while the films are good. Right, so being a projectionist from 81 to 2013 meant I showed, you know, the 89 Batman onwards. I'm not sure which is the last Batman film I showed. Was it Justice League? I have to look into this. I can't really remember. But getting back to Batman Forever, I was a big fan of the 89 version, bigger fan of the 92 version. And then I started seeing that through the pages of Starburst and Starlog and what have you, that there seems to be some sort of upset from the marketing people of brands like McDonald's and that wanted to do, you know, it's an old story now. They were doing the Happy Meal tie-ins with Batman Returns, who were rather horrified at the tone and the imagery in that film, and how can we sell, you know, a Happy Meal to a not very happy 4-year-old. And yeah, so it seems that, yeah, this is a well-told story that I really, you know, it's not my place to comment on. I don't know the full thing. All I know is it seems that Warner Brothers nixed the idea of Tim Burton doing a third one featuring the Riddler, by all accounts, and went, no, and they swung from one way completely the other way. Got in Joel Schumacher, and yeah, lighten it up. We've got to make this, you know, family friendly, and this is what Joel Schumacher came up with. And I can remember before the film came out, just being rather concerned by the photos that were coming out, because by then, you know, we were so into the Tim Burton look to Batman films. And then suddenly we get this. And I can remember running it one morning and just being absolutely appalled by it. Having said that, at that time, I'd met my wife. She wasn't my wife then, but I'd met her because she had started at the cinema I worked at as a member of floor staff. And she loves this film. She loves it to this day. She will defend this film no matter what. I mean, the fact that she's had a bit of a thing for Val Kilmer might have a big thing to do with it. Also, it might be the fact that, you know, this is one of the first films that we showed when she started. And, you know, I can remember in 81, 82, you know, just standing at the side watching, you know, Mad Max 2 or whatever over and over again. That's what you did. And that's the way we differ. I was rather horrified by this film. And last year, I decided, myself and our son, we were going to have a Batman marathon, and we were going to go through the Batman films one by one. And I think we only got as far as Batman Forever. And I think he was rather horrified by what he was seeing, especially as we'd, over the last couple of weeks before, had watched the 2 Tim Burton films. And yeah, you watch this straight after a Tim Burton film, and boy, it's a shock to the system. Plus, he had no idea what was coming. He knew the TV show, the Adam West TV show, and loved that. But yeah, he was rather, he came out of the film rather confused by it all. So I've never owned this book before. But what I thought I would do by looking at this will kickstart my ratings now on the moving image Batman and Batman universe, be it TV show, films, animated series. Not so much the video games. I don't play computer games. So I thought this would be the springboard to start rating my films and rating the characters. And as they come along, they'll be added to the list, and they'll either be above or below the one that was, or the ones that were out before. So this is ground zero. So everything goes on the list. And as I come back to various films, you know, other interpretations of the characters will be above or below. Can't see many being further below these ones. That's tip of my hand. Let's open the book and let's have a look. I haven't looked through this since I got it from Andrew. So let's go. And yeah, if my wife was reading this, I think there would be a big sigh right about now. One of the problems I got with the film is Val Kilmer. I didn't believe for 1 second that he was Bruce Wayne. He was okay as Batman, but no, Bruce Wayne does not have blonde highlights and he doesn't have a blow wave. And you see an image of him as Bruce Wayne and no, don't buy it. The whole thing with the various bat suits and everything, everybody goes on about, oh, it's a marketing ploy because you can come out with new versions of toys. You know, it's all to sell toys. Well, you know, no. You go back to the 50s, Batman seemed to have a suit for every occasion. So I get that. I understand that. And I can see what the filmmakers were going for. They were going for a lighter, family-friendly film with throwbacks to the TV series because, hey, that was popular and everybody remembers that. But visually, the film is all over the place for me. The design choices, the color choices, I can kind of see what Joel was trying to do and try and make a comic book come to life, but it was just too much. It was too over the top. Anyway, let's see what we've got in here. This was nice to have Michael Gough reprising his role as Alfred. That was a nod to the previous 2 films. That was good. But yeah, color-wise and everything, it was just so fluorescent, the film, wasn't it? It was too much. I think if I had to sum up the film, it's too much. It's too over the top. I mean, there are elements in it, again, moving back to what had come before. But oh, this is good. This is good that there's, it seems to be a look back at the history of the characters. This is very good. I'll be reading this for sure. Yeah, it was just a neon nightmare. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones then, Two-Face. Again, I can see what they're going for, the split persona, the colourful side compared to the drab side. That is totally out of the comic books. But his portrayal, I don't know what he was playing at. I don't know if he was just reacting to Jim Carrey, because by all accounts the two didn't get on. I don't know. Yeah, an older Robin. I guess back then and even now, I don't know if in a live action version you would put a 10, 11-year-old Dick Grayson in jeopardy. So I can see why they kind of like aged him up. I didn't like the portrayal of Dick Grayson by old Chris. Speaking of which, oh good Lord, he is, number one, the biggest problem that I have with this film. Over everything else I'm going to say as we go through this book, he is the biggest problem. I've never liked Jim Carrey. He's way, way too over the top. He thinks he's far funnier than he actually is. And forgive my language, but he gets on my tits in everything. Even the Truman Show, where he reined it back in, he's just, nah. He just irritates the hell out of me. And here, he clearly was channeling Frank Gorshin's version from the TV show, even down to the costumes. But sorry, Frank Gorshin had charm, he had humour, he had warmth to his character. You liked that character. This guy just drove me nuts. And again, you know, that's a really good Batmobile. I like that. This is very comic book, you know, having the top fin come up and over and everything. But why the neon? Why? I thought the whole point of Batman was he was meant to instill fear in criminals. What is this? It's like an ice cream truck. That's... Yeah. You might be trying for Moody Val. I mean, he's a good actor, Val Kilmer, but I think he was miscast. I'm going to be doing a tally on my my ratings of Bruce Wayne's. That's going to be on the Facebook page as well. What else we got? Yeah. Again, I really like Tommy Lee Jones as an actor, but they're trying to outmug each other, aren't they? They're trying to outdo each other. Yeah, he is by far the worst. There are many... Oh, blimey, I'd forgotten about that. I only watched it last year. Yeah, Nicole Kidman, great actor, but everyone's playing it too big, too broad. And I guess when you've got sets, you're in a set that is lit like that and that looks like that, I guess you play up to it. Again, good old Pat Hingle back as Commissioner Gordon. He was great, and he is great, and he's good in this film. But can you see, if with AI or whatever, can you see taking Val out and putting Michael Keaton's Batman in this? It just, it wouldn't work. And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? You know, Michael Keaton's Batman just wouldn't work in this. Right, into the production. Be nice to see some photos of them creating things. Not yet. Again, it's just, it's too much. It's too over the top. They went too far. They swung the other way too far. I mean, it makes no sense, you know, that there are whole sets. It's like, why would you have a workspace like this, you know? So many of the set pieces, the helicopter sequence at the beginning, the going up the wall, they defy all logic and reality. It's good that there's things on the making of stuff. And also, full credit to the team for actually physically making these. I know there is CGI in the film, especially towards the end, but this is back in the day when you were making sets. They physically existed. I take exception to that. Building the better Batman. Sorry, that is not a better Batman. And yeah, I'll say it. What's with the bat nipples? Look at this. Oh, look at that. Well, I'm glad they didn't go that way with a Robin. Terrible. Oh, good. Special effects. That's good. That was a miniature set. Oh, yeah, the deleted bat scene. Everyone talks about that, and, you know, but I don't think it would have changed the film. It would be nice to have seen that back in the cinema back in the day rather than now. But I don't think it would change much to the film. Yeah, great designs for the Batmobile, but they're brilliant. They're brilliant. It's like out of the comics. They're, what's going on? Very nice. This bit's good. I'll be reading this. You think, well, who's making these things? Who is making these things? the question mark thing. Oh, yeah, well, that brought it flooding back. No, Batman Forever, it's just too much. I've said it before, it's too much. They went from dark to light. They went too far into the light. They went into fluorescent light, and they shouldn't have done. They should have reined it in, and they should have sure reined these two in. So as it stands at the moment, what I'm going to do on the Facebook page is I'm going to set up new tallies. So my ratings of Batman films, Batmans, Bruce Waynes, Robins, Two-Faces, Riddlers. And at the moment, this is all we've got. So as I focus on other films or TV show or animated, I'll be adding new ones. So these ones will be moving down the list. Whether there will be versions that are below it, any of these, well, stay tuned and find out. So that's it. This is it. This is the start of me looking at the films and stuff. So I'm going to intersperse this with the comics things. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll be back. Next time I'm coming back with a comic, and something from the 90s as well. A comic from the 90s is my next one. All right, so stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.